Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Waco ISD Stadium for another exciting night of Texas high school football. Tonight, the Waco Lions entertain the Bulldogs from Copperas Cove. Coach, the Copperas Cove Bulldogs come in with a pretty good running game.
Yeah, they have a good running game, but these are two storied programs that both of them are struggling, no question about it. Waco High has lost 13 games in a row. Copperas Cove has only won one game. Neither one of them have won a district game, but when this one's over, somebody will be in the win column.
Well, we'll find out which one of those teams that will be next here on Waco ISD TV.
Our middle school bands have worked very hard to prepare two selections for your enjoyment this evening, including the all-time classic, Hey Song, and the smash hit, Bang Bang. Now, let's see which school has the most spirit tonight. When you hear the name of your band, please let them know that you are here in support by cheering as loud as you can. Tennyson Texans. Directors are Kimberly Tucker, Matt Block, and Austin Lemons. Lake Air Leopards, Montessori School. Directors are Todd Modgeling and Bethany Wharton. G.W. Carver, Panthers. Directors are Ryan Tapp and Dustin Helen. Indian Spring Bulldogs. Directors are Stephanie Salazar and Victor Boswell. And the Waco High School Lion Pride Band. Directors are Scott Stuhler, Tyler Sage, and Michelle Nelson. Conducting tonight's combined bands are Ryan Tapp and Austin Lemons. the fans for your continued support of the arts in Waco ISD. The Waco High band staff would like to give a special thanks to all the middle school band directors and students.
Give those little Waco High Line cheerleaders a hand.
Waco Lions getting ready to enter the field on the near side. The Copperas Cove Bulldawgs are making their way onto the field on the far side in their white jerseys and blue pants. Waco Lions in their all gray uniforms tonight. Gray tops, gray pants, red numbers. Not normal that we see the home team dressed in what is basically a neutral color, but
So evidently they got three uniforms. They got a white jersey, a gray jersey, and on the road a red jersey, I guess.
Copperas Cove Bulldogs under Coach Alvarez, their last outing was a 21-16 loss to Ellison. That is the only common opponent between these two teams. Waco High lost to Ellison 16-0. So both of them had a pretty close game with the Ellison Eagles.
And Midway had a heck of a close game with them, didn't they?
Well, they certainly did.
Now, is this Coach Alvarez's second year?
I believe that's correct.
Took over for Jaquan Wells. He came from Ennis, I believe.
And Waco High is looking for their first win. They are 0-4 and 0-2 in district play. Copperas Cove has won once during the regular season. They beat Manor 37-33. But they're 0-3 in district play with a 62-40 loss to Belton. Lost to at Killeen 37-34, and then that Ellison game last week. So they've made them close pretty much here in district play. Waco High has had trouble scoring the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they scored 22 points in the last 3 games. That's not very many. And by the way, they're the Copperas Cove Bulldogs, but it's D-A-W-G-S, dogs.
That's right, Bulldogs, not dogs. D-O-G-S.
Good looks on the Waco High line, folks, getting ready for the national anthem.
Copperas Cove is without their senior quarterback, who was injured very early in the year, and going with sophomore Shane Ritchie for most of the last few contests, though may also see a couple other quarterbacks tonight, and maybe Russell Cochran or John Moreno.
May see a couple for Waco High, too.
Yeah, we may see Nathan Reyna tonight at quarterback. He saw some time against Midway in the Lions' last outing, but Davion Long has been the quarterback for most of the games this year, but Long has not been much of a part of the running game for the Lions so far. He's been credited with 63 carries, and I got him with a negative 63 yards in those 36 carries. So he needs to get some positive yardage tonight if he can. Of course, a lot of that has to do with some sacks occasionally, but a lot of that was just running plays where there was nowhere for him to go.
And I tell you, with a young man from Copperas Cove, I think to keep an eye on that running back Micah Cox. He wears number 27. He can pick him up and lay him down.
Yeah, he comes into the game with 100 carries on the year, 819 yards and 12 touchdowns. He's getting a little over 8 yards per carry, so Got to keep him bottled up.
Yep.
Junior ROT has presented the colors at midfield, which indicates we're pretty close to time for the national anthem. So let's join our stadium announcer, George Snookhouse.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to ask that both teams and fans face the colors on the field and remain standing during the recessional as the colors make their way off the field. Immediately following the singing of the national anthem will be Texas, Our Texas. So show your Texas pride and sing along. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem sung by the Waco High School Choir under the direction of Kerry Forehand.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight on the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
And now, Texas, our Texas.
Texas, our Texas, all hail the mighty state. Texas, our Texas, so wonderful, so great. Boldest and grandest, withstanding every test. Oh, empire wide and glorious, you stand supremely blessed. God bless you, Texas, and keep you brave and strong, that you may grow in power and worth throughout the ages long. God bless you, Texas, and keep you brave and strong, that you may grow in power and worth throughout the ages long.
Will remain standing as the colors leave the field.
Captains about to meet at midfield for the Waco Lions. Captains will include Keith Gullery, Jerome Ratliff, Roy McChristian, and Quavian Mathis. Captains for the Bulldogs will include Malik Lyons, Elijah Dela Cruz,
Running the Waco High Spirit flag for cadets from the
along
Waco
with
High Junior ROTC
Zachary
Line
Hoyle.
Battalion. Captains tonight for Copperas Cove.
Jerome Gellard,
Number 1, Malachi Lyons.
and Jalen Smith.
4, Elijah Dela Cruz. Number 44, Zachary Hoyle. Number 83, Jalen Smith.
Weather at game time here at Waco ISD Stadium.
Gilroy.
Game time temperature of 90 degrees. We've got a east-southeast breeze at 6 miles per hour. Relative humidity of 40%, 10% chance of rain here at the field, but we've seen a little bit of rain around, but nothing has made it to the turf here at Waco ISD Stadium. Coach, who are our officials for tonight's game?
They're all from the College Station chapter. The referee is John Hottie, umpires Matthew Willis, linesman Rick Littleton, line judge Daniel Coffey, and the back judge is Jeffrey Zimmerman.
We're about to find out from John Hottie who won the toss and what the selection is here in the first half. Copperas Cove won the toss, and they want the football, and they'll be going from left to right on your television screen to start the first quarter. So each one of these teams looking for their first district win tonight. After tonight, the Cove Bulldawgs will take on Midway at home. Waco Lions have Harker Heights on the schedule next.
Is that going to be a Thursday night game or a Friday night game?
I think it's a Thursday game. Yeah, it is. Now that I think of it, it is a Thursday game over at Leo. Well, there seems to be some kind of mojo going on there on Thursday nights, because haven't they had 2 or 3 overtime games on Thursday night in a row over there? We'll see what happens. Waco Lions will be on defense first. Hopefully we'll get a stop and get some field position. Going back deep for the Bulldogs is Micah Cox, senior running back, along with Lake Lyons. Waiting for the kickoff from Waco High. Left-footed kicker, Coach, that we hadn't seen before. Pop it up to the near side. A catch made at the 20, and a little loss of the football, but back on top of it for Cove is the man who dropped it, Elijah Dela Cruz. And the Lions almost got a big break there real quick.
Most likely should have called for the fair catch, but he did not do it. I've been watching a lot of games, college games on TV. A lot of these people are calling for a fair catch around the 3-yard line on the kickoff. I don't understand that.
But they're going to get it
at
at
the
25.
Yeah.
Does seem rather strange to see that, though. Copperas Cove at their own 27-yard line to start the drive. The quarterback is Shane Ritchie. He'll hand it off to Dela Cruz in the backfield. He'll go around the left side, has a lot of running room, gets by a couple of Waco Lions and gets it all the way into Lion territory. Nice carry for Dela Cruz there to pick up a first down and carry his Bulldogs to the Waco 45.
You can see Dela Cruz that time went off the left side and a huge hole, and he made excellent yardage.
Got 28 yards on the play. Dela Cruz, the only back behind Ritchie. He'll get the toss, and straight up the middle he goes. Following blocks, he gets it inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line. Another 20 yards for Dela Cruz.
I'm talking about Michael Cox. I tell you what, Dela Cruz is not exactly chopped liver, is he?
No, he's not. He's picked up 48 yards in this drive already in just 2 plays. Sophomore Ritchie at quarterback hands it off to Dela Cruz again, and now Dela Cruz is met at the line of scrimmage. There to make the stop was Tyron Minute Jr. for Waco High.
That's a good stop by Minute. He's played good defense all year.
They're going to give him a yard to the 24. Bring up a second down and 9. Cox and De La Cruz are backs. A handoff to Cox, throwing around the left side this time. He tries to break it back inside, and we'll get it down to the 20-yard line for a pickup of 4 on Cox's first carry of the night. Brings up a 3rd down and 5.
Good look at Micah Cox right there. They got a pretty good duo in running backs back there with De La Cruz and Cox, I'll tell you right now.
Coming into the night, De La Cruz had carried 72 times for 470 yards and 7 TDs. First 3rd down situation for the Bulldogs tonight. Pitch back goes to De La Cruz, and he is met pretty close to the line of scrimmage. Matter of fact, his helmet is popped off with the hit, and they're going to mark the ball across the 15-yard line, and he picks up the 1st down.
See, who made that hit for Waco High is a good hit with Quavian Mathis.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line of the line.
Because the helmet came off, De La Cruz has to leave the game, so taking his place in the backfield, number 3, Brandon Ortega, Jr. Got a tight end to the right of the formation. Handoff, though, goes to Cox, follows a nice cutback block up the middle and inside the 5 down to about the 3. Coach, I think I said in the pregame they like to run the football.
Yeah, that's so far they don't believe that. In fact, they have not thrown the pass yet, but why would they?
All the way down to the Waco 2, the 12-yard gain for Cox makes it 1st and goal for Copperas Cove. Eating up almost 4 minutes of this first quarter clock on a drive that started back at the 27-yard line. From under center now, Ritchie with a full house backfield, hands it off to Cox, and Cox dives into the end zone for the touchdown.
Better give a little credit to that Copperas Cove offensive line. They were opening up some huge holes for De La Cruz and Cox on that drive.
7 plays to go 73 yards. On to try the extra point is Cameron Ryan. And it's good. So 9 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the first quarter. Copperas Cove gets on the board first and leads 7-0 thanks to this 2-yard run by Cox.
By the way, they have the offensive lineman on Copperas Cove named Mackenzie Arguello, 6'4", 295. He is ranked in the top 10, no, not top 10, top 100 in the state of the class of 2021. So I throw it out there. Whatever it's worth, but probably nothing. But they do have a good receiver in Jamil Rice, but they may not have to throw it football tonight.
Not the way they ran the ball between the hash marks just now. 2 minutes and 58 seconds on that drive that went 73 yards in 7 plays. Waco High will get the ball now for the first time. Cameron Ryan, the senior, does all the kicking duties for the Cove Bulldogs. Back deep from Waco High, Jeremy Powell on the near side and Jerome Ratliff on the far side. It's going to come to Ratliff at the 15-yard line along the far sideline. Has a little bit of running room. Now comes to the near side of the field, trying to get around the corner and will not be able to get away from one man, but gets it up to the 34-yard line. A nice return by Jerome Ratliff.
That was a nice tackle that time by Jerome Gillard from Copperas Cove. Might have been a touchdown saving tackle.
The Waco Lions have the ball for the first time. Willie Carter's the center. The guards are Jordan Becerra and Herman Newton. The tackles are Joseph Curley and George Ramirez. Le'Veon Long, the quarterback, hands it off to Powell, and Powell is hit in the backfield after he leaped over his blocking back. Powell gets very little yardage. Matter of fact, he'll lose 1 yard back to the 33.
Jeremy Powell does not carry that ball that often. At least he hasn't so far this year. I'm sure Kwame Cavell and his staff are just looking for somebody to spark this offense.
Yeah, that's just his third carry according to my statistics for 6 yards up to that point. Long pass, tries to split the seam and cannot get the ball to his intended target, Anthony Abrams. He kind of threw it into a crowd, Coach.
Yeah, they wasn't a really good pass that time, so I would imagine sometime tonight we're going to see the sophomore Ernest Ware, who had a big run against Midway for a touchdown last week.
Yeah, he didn't get in the game for very long. 3 carries for 62 yards and a TD against Midway and a cleanup duty. Now Waco High moves before the snap. We'll see if they'll call it on Waco High or if they'll call it on Copperas Cove.
Old John Hardy will tell us all about it. Old John's a pretty tall young man, isn't he?
Certainly is.
Or the other guy's real short. I don't know.
He's head and shoulders around the rest of them.
Yeah.
Probably standing about 6'4", 6'5".
Offsides, defense, number 44. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
The flag goes against the Bulldogs. Brings up a 3rd down and 6 at the Waco 38. That's the most positive yards for the Lions so far. Fake the handoff, long to pass, throws in the flat and overthrows his target. Trying to get it out to Xavier Williams, but a little too tall for Williams.
So it does bring up a punting situation early in this football game. You take one more look at it, you see Long just what a very good pass, to be honest with you.
Waco High gonna have to punt. De La Cruz back deep to receive. Not much of a rush. A good punt, though, that's going to take a Waco High roll and go down inside the 15-yard line. Finally be stopped at about 11, so a really nice punt. Gives Copperas Cove the ball with 7:55 left to go in the first quarter. They have a 7-0 lead as they get the ball for the second time here in the first period of play.
Now, we have not seen that kicker before tonight, I don't believe. He does kickoffs and the punts. He's left-footed.
Yeah, and we don't have him on our roster either. Even though a new roster was issued just about 4 hours before the game. Richie takes the hand up on a counter move, gives it to De La Cruz, and he weaves his way through Lions and keeps his balance across the 25 out to about the 27, 28-yard line. A nice balanced run by De La Cruz.
If you look at De La Cruz, he's not that big a youngster, only weighs 175, but boy, he can shake and bake. Now there he is, another look at it right there.
Picked up 17 on that one, getting some good blocks from the guys up front. Aaron Shanahan, Shelby Telker, Eric Morris, Colton Sherwood, and Ethan Swanner. Not able to get around the outside this time for Cox, though, as Cox is swarmed over by a Pride Alliance all the way back to about the 26.
Keith Guillory led the attack that time for Waco High, then he had some help from his teammates.
Cox loses a yard, brings up 2nd and 11 at the Waco 27.
This could be a passing situation, but they had not done the ball so far tonight.
Well, they converted 1 3rd down in their previous drive. Matter of fact, that was the only 3rd down they faced in that first drive. This is 2nd and 11. Pitch goes on Cox on the flanker around, has some blockers out front, gets around the corner and across the 40 down to about the 42-yard line. Picks up another 1st down.
That was a well-conceived play that time. You'll see it right there. Waco High finally coming. You see Guillory coming in right there, trying to grab him from behind.
Cox gets 15 on that one. A new series of down for the Cove Bulldogs from the 42. Once again, the pitch goes to De La Cruz, and up the middle, he'll take it up to the 50-yard line. Don't know if he actually got it across the 50. Maybe he did get it across the 50, but he'll get 8 yards on the play. Bring up a second down and short.
I'll tell you, that offensive line for Cove is having its way with Waco High so far this first quarter.
They only averaged 280 across that front.
Wow, yes.
The center, Aaron Shanahan's 340. The guards, Tilker and Morris, go 260.
Pretty good sized youngster.
Yes, sir. They'll open up the middle for you pretty quickly. Richie sends a man in motion. A bad snap getting on the ball is Cox, but Cox will end up losing back to the 43-yard line due to the, I think that, yeah, it did hit the foot of the guy coming across the back.
Now you see Tyrone New York Bennett. He was the man on Johnny on the spot on that one.
Loss of 7 yards on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 9 at the Waco 43. This is the second third down that the Copperas Cove Bulldawgs have faced here in the first quarter. 5:10 and counting in the quarter. Copperas Cove has a 7-0 lead and has the football for the second time in the period. Richie's going to pass now, has a pocket, throws, and it is complete across the 50. Getting away from his tacklers is Jalen Smith, and Smith will get it down to the 33-yard line in Waco territory.
See this nice tackle by Keith Gilroy. You see that's that tackle. Here comes Gilroy. Come in and Gilroy doesn't make that play. It's probably a touchdown.
About a 34-yard pitch and catch there. To get it down to the Waco, actually make that 35 yards to the Waco 32. On the first and only pass so far for Cove. Now they're going to get pass happy and a little bit too strong for his intended target, De La Cruz.
Boy, he was wide open, no question about it. I'm like you, all of a sudden they started throwing the football, and when they was having very good success running it. So
Well, I can understand on 3rd and 9 throwing the football to get the first down. They already have 7 first downs in the game to none for Waco High. Face a second down and 10 here at the line 32. Hand off to De La Cruz. Cruz bounces it outside. Will finally be brought down after his forward progress gets him up to the 27. Picked up 5 on that play.
tell you what, Keith Gilroy has already made about 6 tackles in this first quarter. He's playing very well defensively for the line. You see De La Cruz right there, and here comes Gilroy hauling him down.
9th play of the drive, which started back at the Copperas Cove 11-yard line. 3rd and 5. Cox takes the pitch around the right side, will get around the corner, and will dive for the first down to the 19-yard line. Picked up 8 on the play. Picked up the 4th first down of this drive. Copperas Cove is marching once again.
I tell you what, Cox showed me those speed on that one. He kind of hesitated, then he put it on the afterburners, made good yardage.
Wide receiver to the far side is Jameel Rice. He's the only receiver on that side. One-on-one coverage there. Inside handoff to De La Cruz. He'll take it up the middle and he'll take it to the house. 19-yard touchdown run for Elijah De La Cruz, a 5'6", 175-pound senior running back. And for Cruz, that is his 8th touchdown of the season. And he's already got 100 yards, Coach.
Yeah, he's had a good night. That was a little counter play that time. Faked the pitch and then came back and wide open.
Point after attempt is up and good. So with 3 minutes and 9 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Copperas Cove has extended their lead to 14-0.
Waco High's going to get this football game. They've got to come back and do something offensively. You'll see De La Cruz right there. They give him a pretty fine running back. In fact, he's a really good running back. He's only a junior.
Took them 4 minutes and 46 seconds to cover 89 yards in 10 plays. to score their second touchdown. And 35 of those yards was in the air, but everything else has been on the ground for Copperas Cove.
Who's that? Who were those young ladies in them chartreuse pants they show? I don't know whether that's some kind of pep squad or what. They're not wearing Waco I colors, I know that.
Certainly show up. Part of the band, maybe?
I know. They're kind of sitting down there by themselves. I don't know who they are.
Color guard.
Maybe, could be.
Waco High looking to get some offense going as they'll get the football for the second time. Coming to the near side to Powell at the 11. He'll take it to the other side of the field, now cut back. Slide by one man, has a few blockers to get him out to the 30-yard line. A nice determined effort by Powell to get some yardage out of that one.
It was a nice return. He was going to go right, and all of a sudden, it didn't look too good, so he cut back in and picked up about an additional 15 yards.
A lot of times the coaching staff will decide return right, return left, but then the kicking team will cross you up and send the ball to the wrong side of the field. And I would think you could call an audible on something like that. Davion Long in at quarterback. We'll hand it off to Jaden Ridge. Ridge coming off of injury. Gets a nice run of about 8 yards up to the 38-yard line.
J-Rod has been their leading rusher so far this year. I think he already had 4 touchdowns, but he really doesn't have that many yards, like 246 or 8, whatever it is.
I had him with 268 on 46 carries and 4 touchdowns coming into tonight's game. He only got 1 carry against Midway last week. Long will keep, tries to bounce it around the left side, and will get 2 yards up to the 40 and will get the first down for Waco High.
Nice tackle by Nathaniel Davis that time from Copperas Cove. There he is, number 34, coming in, making the tackle on Long. That was just a quarterback sweep that time, and didn't even make any yardage.
Ratliff along with 3 receivers to the right of the formation. Long looking that way, will pitch it to Ratliff, but it's a little too tall for him, incomplete.
I believe sometime tonight we'll see Nate Rainey in at quarterback.
Well, you just see him right now. He just showed up. Ratliff in at quarterback, Rainey in at quarterback, number 3. Looking to the sideline for the play.
And it'll be sometime tonight. They know they're quick though.
They were listening to you, Coach. Slow snap, but he'll fake the handoff and keep it straight up the middle and get it up across the 45 before somebody grabs a shoestring and dumps him at the 46, but a 6-yard pickup for Reyna.
It was a nice play with Reyna that time. Young man, he played quarterback most of last year.
Brings up a 3rd down and 4. Just the second 3rd down situation for the Lions in the game. They did not convert the first one. Minute 30 and counting in the first quarter. Handoff goes to Ridge. He gets away from a would-be tackler and is across midfield and into open field. Now it's a foot race. He'll be knocked out of bounds before he gets to around the 15-yard line. An outstanding job by Ridge to find some crease to get through and get it into Bulldog territory.
Copperas Cove came on the left that time. Ridge was nearly stopped right there. Kept his balance, and here he comes.
Got 40 yards on the play for Ridge, down to the 14. Actually giving 42 yards on that tank. Reyna hands it off to Ratliff. Ratliff has to reverse field, but he's not going to be able to get away from the Copperas Cove pursuit. Boy, those Bulldogs seem to be in the backfield quick, Coach.
Yeah, they penetrated in there pretty quick. That's one thing you cannot have is penetration, but you'll see right there. Actually, the man that made the initial hit was Ben Schimmer that time, or Schimmer. I guess it's Schimmer.
Yeah. Brought it back to the 19-yard line where it's 2nd down and 15. Reyna looking to pass, hits up the screen, completes it to Ridge. Ridge has some blockers downfield and will be hit from behind, but that hit will take him down inside the 5-yard line and going to be helped up there. But a nice job by Ridge to get some good yardage out of the screen pass.
There it is right there, set up perfectly. Rainey got the ball, he looked to the right and it came back through the screen, but there is a flag on the play, I believe.
Well, the officials are discussing it.
I think A-Rod's now checking in his running back and Ridge is coming out or Rattler's coming out. I can't read
That's
the
Ridge.
number.
Again, Ridge nursing some injuries. He kind of got a surprise hit from the backside that time.
Remember last game we did out here for Waco High. He didn't play the second half.
That's right, he did not. That was against Ellison. And just one play last week against Midway. Well, the officials are still discussing exactly what the situation is here.
Or whether or not, see, he lost the ball. He lost the football. I did
Rolling
not
on the
see-
field is a fumble recovered by Copperas Cove. 1st down.
Yep.
Wow.
He lost the ball before he went down. I mean, I'm starting on the
Did you see that on replay?
Yeah, you look right there, Lord.
Okay. I mean, he got hit from behind. It was kind of a surprise hit from behind.
See, the ball comes
Oh,
down
there
right
it is.
there.
Yeah, sure enough.
That's a good call by the official.
Absolutely. So the ball goes over to Copperas Cove with 36 seconds left to go, and they dodge a bullet here as Waco High was on the verge of getting it into the end zone, but Cove will get it at their own 6-yard line. It's their worst field position of the game as they've had it at their own 27, their own 11, and now their own 6-yard line. They have a 14-0 lead as they start this drive. Sophomore Richie on a reverse hands it off to De La Cruz, and De La Cruz has it across the 10 out to about the 13-yard line. I tell you what, they use De La Cruz like a jackhammer, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and we'll see if the Waco High defense can rise to the occasion. They had a little spark after Ridge's long run on that screen pass, but he lost the football, so kind of took the air out of their sails.
De La Cruz got 7 yards on that carry.
May not run another play, but yeah, they could.
That's his 10th carry of the night for 110 yards and a touchdown. He's averaging 11 yards a carry, Coach.
Yep.
Now it's Cox with the football, has a downfield block that frees him across the 35, and he'll go out of bounds at the 39. Picked up 26 yards on that play for Cox.
That's the end of the first quarter.
I tell you what, that's a pretty good dynamic duo to have, is De La Cruz and Cox. That's all I'm going to tell you.
End of the first quarter, Copperas Cove with a 14-0 lead on Waco High. Copperas Cove has run 19 offensive plays for 205 yards. The majority of that on the ground, 170 yards on the ground, 35 through the air. Just one pass play. That was to Jalen Smith. It was good for the 35 yards. But you've already got Eric De La Cruz over 100 yards at 110. Micah Cox has carried the ball 7 times for 60 yards. Meanwhile, Waco High is having a tough time on offense. Matter of fact, they've only run 10 offensive plays, got 73 yards out of it. 6 of those plays have been on the ground for 53 yards. 1 for 4 in the air for 20 yards. And right now, the leading rusher is Ridge for Waco High, thanks to that 142-yard run. He's just 2 times for 50 yards so far here in the first half.
Lord, did you see that fumble when it happened?
I did not.
I did not either.
Yeah,
But it was plainly a fumble. No,
it certainly was. Yeah, I believe it was Lions number 1 that stripped it out from him. And it was quite evident that Waco High coughed up the football and coughed up an excellent opportunity to get back into this one early. All right, we're ready to go with the second quarter of play. Copperas Cove has the football at the Waco 39-yard line. Richie looking to pass and has it complete in the flat. A nice juke move by the receiver, Jalen Smith, to get him first down yardage. It's his second catch tonight.
That was a nice move that time, and I tell you what, that was a nice pass also. So Waco High defense has got to got to bow their neck here. They don't need to give up another score on this drive.
13-yard pickup on the pitch and catch from Ritchie to Smith. De La Cruz and Cox, the running backs in the backfield. Now they'll send De La Cruz into a flanker position on the left side. But Cox gets the handoff and follows a pulling guard around the right side. Has some nice moves to finally be taken out of bounds somewhere around the 30-yard line. I tell you what, he's hard to bring down. He's got great balance, Coach.
Yeah, he does. That's Tyrone New York Minute that made that tackle. But you see, everything was set up to go to the left that time. That's what fooled Waco High. They go back to the weak side and made good yardage.
Down to the 31-yard line. That's a 19-yard pickup for Cox. Puts him at 79 yards now on 8 carries. I realize Copperas Cove is over near Fort Hood, but I didn't know that they were the infantry.
Yeah, they look like it. They are huge up front, no question.
I think they're all members of the tank squadron. Handoff goes to Cox, going around the left side this time. He's going to be stopped when he gets to the 30-yard line for just a 1-yard pickup.
That's one of the few times tonight that Waco High has been able to stop them at the line of scrimmage.
No, I've always dared a coach to never throw a pass in a game, to just run the football the entire game. Haven't had one do it yet.
Grant Taft did it one year, didn't he?
At TCU.
SMU. One of those U's. One of those U's.
De La Cruz bounces around the right side with a stiff arm, gets some extra yardage, and finally knocked off his pins out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Pickup of 11 on that play and another first down.
De La Cruz is a fine running back. You see him right there. He's got some good moves, and finally knocked out of bounds to who? Keith Guillory.
Coach, that's their 12th first down in the first half.
Already, huh?
Waco High has 3. Cox takes the pitch, bounces off a Waco line and leans across the 15-yard line close to the 14 and picks up 5.
Man who made the initial hit that time for Waco High, I believe, I don't know, I could get the number. I'm sorry.
Might have been Mathis.
Might have been. It was 30-something. I saw the 3, that's all I could see.
Jamie and Hindley check in at a linebacker spot for the Lions. Ritchie going to keep the ball this time and heads for the end zone, with being forced out of bounds at about the 7 after a pickup of 8 on the play.
That was a nice run that time. Ritchie's the quarterback sweep to the left side, and he got an excellent block right there at the point of attack.
Ritchie's only carried the ball now 48 times for about 332 yards and has 2 touchdowns. Again, he was not the starting quarterback to start the year for Coach Alvarez. They had an injury at the quarterback spot. Nice job there on defense for the Lions as Cox only gets it a couple of yards to the 5.
That was a nice play by the Waco High defense. That young man just cute as a speck of puppy, isn't he? Look at it. He's not even watching the game. He's looking at some gals up in the stands, I think.
If you were that cute, you would be too. From the 5-yard line. 10th play of the drive. Copperas Cove looking for their 3rd touchdown here in the first half. It's Cox with the football. And he will be stonewalled when he gets to the 4-yard line. Waco High finally figuring some of this out.
Brought down a host of lines that time. I'm trying to see who came off the bottom of the prize. So I believe it might have been Willie Carter that's in there on that tackle, I believe.
Cox got 2 yards to the 3. This is just the first 3rd down situation for the Bulldogs in this series of downs. Ritchie going to pass for it. Under pressure, completes it to De La Cruz for the touchdown. Well, they use De La Cruz for a weapon in all parts of the game, don't they, Coach?
Yes, they do. And tell you what, Richie paid for it. As soon as he threw that football, he got lit up. I'm not trying to see who lit him up, but I missed it. But he got his bell rung. But he got up, took a licking, kept on ticking.
Extra point attempt is going to be no good, off to the right. So with 9 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the second quarter, Copperas Cove extends its lead to 20-0 on this flip to De La Cruz.
I bet there's, I don't know this for sure, but I bet there's not another team in the district that has that big offensive line.
I guarantee there's not.
They are huge. They're a lot better football team than I thought they were because they can run the football. 2 fine running backs and Cox and De La Cruz. And I'm impressed with that little Richie youngster. I say little Rich, he's only a sophomore.
That drive covered 94 yards in 11 plays and took 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Started with 36 seconds left in the first quarter and ends with 9:02 left in the second quarter.
There's some tailgaters there. The guy got a tie on without a shirt. I guess that's what's in there.
Is that what you call business casual?
I would guess so. I'm not telling you what I call it, but
You're a little old school there, aren't you, Coach?
Yeah.
Waco High has only had the ball twice so far. Picked up 3 first downs in their second drive, but got turned away due to a fumble inside the 10-yard line. They found some offense with their second drive, but just couldn't finish it off.
We see Rainier in at quarterback on this series, you think?
I think we will. Powell on the return. Gets it up near the 30-yard line. The Waco High return team has done a good job of getting the football upfield, something they did not do very well against Midway last week. But out to the 31-yard line.
Did the Webb kid get to play any from
He
Midway?
did. As a matter of fact, he scored on a 51-yard touchdown run late in the game.
He's only a sophomore, I believe.
Was he a freshman when he was out in Bosqueville?
Yeah, he's a pretty good athlete.
Pretty good athlete. It will be Reyna at quarterback. He's joined in the backfield with A-Rod, Adrian Rodriguez, senior running back. I think this is just the second time we've seen A-Rod in the game. Reyna throws it out on the wide receiver screen. It's complete to Ratliff, and Ratliff, who's one of the most dangerous open field threats for the Lions, gets about 12 yards out of it, out to the 44-yard line.
If I'm not mistaken, did he have a long punt return against Midway for a touchdown?
He did.
I thought he did. He's got good speed, good hands.
First and 10 out to 44. That'll be a 13-yard gain.
Number 30's helmet came off during the play. He's got to come out for one play.
So Copperas Cove going to be without Jamarcus Brooks, a senior linebacker, for this particular play. Willie Carter, the center, has done a good job in the shotgun center for the Lions. After the first game, they had some problems, but he's cleared all that up. Fake the handoff on the zone read, and Reyna's going to be stopped before he gets to the 45-yard line. Just give him the yard, and that's all.
Now one of the Waco High players' helmet comes off, so he's got to come out for play, and that might have been Rainier.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Davion Long going to have to come back in at quarterback.
I don't believe we've seen a bad snap tonight. In fact, I know we hadn't for Waco High.
Matter of fact, the only bad snap was when the flanker came around for Copperas Cove and the snap went off of his foot after he passed the center. 2nd and 9. Hand off to Rodriguez, and A-Rod maybe caught a cleat as he got the football and only gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
You think Rainier will probably go back in now? Yeah.
He has shown to be the better passer on the season for Waco High, and they're definitely in a passing down here at 3rd and 9.
We'll see if Copperas Cove comes on a blitz. They've done that a couple of times tonight with pretty good success.
They have 3 receivers to the right of the formation at the bottom of your screen. We've got O'Neal, Abrams, and Ratliff all there. Good protection, but it finally breaks down. He waited too long. He fumbles the football. It's picked up and going the other way with it for the touchdown is Kendall Parker, their leading tackle from the linebacker spot. But we do have a flag down back at the 22-yard line. We also have a Waco Lion down on the field. It was Reyna who's lost his helmet again. We need to get him a better fitting helmet. Now you see on the replay, he gets hit from behind and loses the football.
Either that or get a different barber, one of the two.
Can you stick them on your hair? And can maybe keep...
You see Parker right there. Like I say, he's a good football player. The leading tackler, linebacker.
Well, we'll see if this will stand for a touchdown or if it's going to come back after the exchange.
Holding, offense, number 67. Penalties decline. Result of the play is a touchdown.
So
there is no foul for holding during the return.
So Reyna fumbles the football on the pass play, and it's picked up by Parker. And Parker scores a touchdown to make it 26-0 Copperas Cove.
You know, Reyna had plenty of time, but I guess it's just good coverage in the secondary.
So the extra point attempt going to be tried here by Cameron Ryan, who missed his last try off to the right. The holder is Stacy Drayton, a senior who's listed as a quarterback and has seen some action at that position. This one he splits the uprights with. So 7:13 left to go, first half. And Copperas Cove's lead now is 27-0. Here again, you'll see Reyna back to pass. Doesn't see the rush from the blind side. Ball knocked loose and picked up by Parker.
Now, does he have to sit out the next offensive play?
That's a real good question, Coach. I mean, he's sitting out the next play that's going to happen, so I think he's okay.
All right, okay. I just wondering.
Yeah, I think he doesn't have to sit out the next offensive play. I think it's just the next play.
It's the same song, different verse right now for Waco High Lions. They can just not get over the hump. They had a good opportunity to cut it to one touchdown on Ridges' run, and he fumbles the football. So halftime we'll be watching the Waco High Band and the Scarlet Line perform. Looking forward to that.
Well, Waco had the ball for about 1:49 on that possession. Coughed it up on the fumble return, and now Waco will get it back. 7:13. There's been 2 turnovers here in the first half, and both of them have been fumbles by Waco High. One kept them out of the end zone. The other one allowed Copperas Cove to get into the end zone.
Rather sparse crowd on hand tonight on both sides, but you know when you're winning, you're going to draw good crowds. When you're losing, you're not. That's just the bottom line.
Copperas Cove isn't quite drawing like they did when Robert Griffin III was there.
I wonder why.
Waco High really worked on kick returns. They had some problems at Midway where they allowed a ball to go through their hands. It went into the end zone, and the returner decided to bring it out as opposed to taking a knee and get it out to the 25. So I'm sure they've had some conversations and some film study this week. Ratliff picks it up on the third bounce and has some running room. He's by all the Cove Bulldogs except for one, and it's going to be the kicker who's going to be able to make the tackle. Outstanding job by Ratliff to turn on the Jets as soon as he picked up the football. He'll pick it up at the 9-yard line.
Jerome Ratliff, you see right there, I thought he'd gone to the house and give credit to their kicker. He did a heck of a job on that. That's Cameron Ryan. That time his helmet comes off.
48-yard return for Ratliff. Gives Waco High their best field position at the Copperas Cove 43-yard line.
Start the play clock. Start the play clock.
Now Long's back in at quarterback.
Got Ratliff and Abrams off to the left side as receivers. Has the Ridge in the backfield, and Ridge takes the handoff and buries his head forward and tries to bull his way up to the 40-yard line to pick up 3 yards.
There's another look at Jalen Ridge right there. Really not much, no running room, to be honest with you.
The defensive front for Copperas Cove, Devin Taylor, Zachary Hoyle, and Thomas Holman, they go about an average of 260. Xavier Williams is into the end zone for Waco High. Little trickeration for the Lions, gets them into the end zone from 40 yards out.
I tell you what, you see Davion Long right there. Once he hits Williams, he turned on the afterburner. He's gone right there. That might give him a little spark.
Just a quick pass out in the flat to Williams. And Waco High finally gets on the board with 6:24 left to go in the second quarter. Point after attempt is good. 6 minutes, 24 seconds left to go in the first half. Waco High cuts the Cove lead down to 20. It's 27-7.
There's another look at Williams on the touchdown. Right there, he turned the corner, stayed in bounds, and just pretty much outran the Copperas Cove secondary. Now that brings up a good point. Next time they have the ball, who will be the quarterback?
It does, doesn't it?
Yep.
Took them only 49 seconds to get on the scoreboard. 2 plays, 43 yards. A lot of that thanks to the 48-yard kickoff return by Ratliff. And then the quick pitch out in the right flat to Williams, and he just turns on that trackster speed and gets it into the end zone. Waco High next week will be on the road at Harker Heights for a Thursday game at Leo Buckley Stadium.
And we'll be here next week as University will be hosting Arlington Seguin, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Same time, same station.
Same time, same station. Waco High gonna line it up for the kickoff here. Cox is back deep along with Lyons. They're not expecting a deep kick.
Too early for onside kick?
Too early.
No.
Kicks it toward the far side to Lyons, who has it at the 8. Looking for a crease, won't find one. He only gets it up to about the 24-yard line. Nice open field tackle there on kick coverage by Waco High's Zamarian Johnson.
It was a nice tackle that time. You take a look at Johnson coming there right there. Bring him down, gets a little help from reinforcements. Now let's see if that touchdown kind of fired up this Waco High defense.
Well, a whole lot has slowed down Copperas Cove so far. They've scored both on offense and on defense. Shane Ritchie has gone the distance at the quarterback spot, looking to pass on first down, and now a whistle. And play stopped. We'll find out from Mr.
Legal substitution, 12 players on the field, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, I mean, they got a 20-point lead. Can't we use one extra? That's the first penalty against Waco High, to my recollection, which is something that they were plagued with earlier in the year, but have fixed that quite a bit. But it makes it 1st and 5 at the 29. Cox is a receiver to the near side. Ritchie not looking that way, though, coming to the far side, and he completes it on the sideline to Jalen Smith, who's become his favorite target tonight.
I think it looks like it might have been Marion Johnson knocks him out of bounds again. It is,
Yep.
yeah.
Out to the 33-yard line. That was a pickup of 4 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 1. Now the lone receiver at the bottom of your screen is Jameel Rice. Smith comes this way. Rolling to his right is Ritchie, and he'll throw complete to De La Cruz, and Cruz goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line after a pickup of 9 and picks up a 1st down.
It's kind of like turning to the De La Cruz show, hasn't it?
It certainly has. He's both caught the football and run with the football. 11 carries for 121 yards and a touchdown, 2 catches for 12 yards and a TD. 1st and 10 for Copperas Cove. Hand off to Cox, got a convoy of blockers out front, but a good job of getting beyond those blockers by Deshaun Fisher.
Deshaun Fisher did a really good job of getting rid of the blockers and turning that play in.
Did get it up to the 44 for a 2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8. Clock continues to roll with 5:35 left to go. First half, Copperas Cove with a 27-7 lead. Quick handoff to De La Cruz, and he's got room up the middle to run. Finally, the pursuit catches him and brings him down in Waco territory to the 33-yard line, but a big gain for De La Cruz again.
I think A-Rod's the man that finally brought him down from behind. There he is. There's A-Rod.
Picked up 23 yards on that one. Another 1st down for Copperas Cove. They're trying to put more points on the board before halftime and eat up some clock while they do it. De La Cruz, the lone back. Ritchie looking to his left this time, has a man wide open. It's Jalen Smith, and he'll walk it in for the touchdown. 4th catch of the night for Jalen Smith.
I don't know what happened on that, Lark, but somebody missed an assignment. There wasn't a Waco High guy within 20 yards of it.
All alone in the end zone.
If he'd have dropped that, he couldn't live with himself.
Point after attempt is through. 4:52 left to go, first half. Copperas Cove increases its lead to 34-7.
There's another look at it. Nice passing. I mean, I'm talking about wide open. You can't get much more wide open than that. Jalen Smith did a good job on that. Well, that touchdown Waco High guy just got had a little momentum now. Switched around wearing the blue and white right now.
76-yard drive only took 5 plays and 1:32 off of the 2nd quarter clock to get their 4th offensive touchdown of the half. They've also scored 1 on defense. 2 turnovers in the first half, both against Waco High, both fumbles, and one of those returned for 6.
Look, I know it's tough on Waco High, but when you keep getting knocked down, how many times you get up off that mat?
As many as it takes.
Yep. Got to keep on plugging. Keep on keeping on, as they say. I know it's only Kwame Campbell's 2nd year, and he's trying to instill a lot of discipline up in Waco High. And a lot of that takes time.
Kick coming to an empty area near the far side. Waco High will let it go out of bounds. They'll do good to take this at the 30. I kind of equate it to on the golf course. You're playing a par 3 and you get a 7 on a par 3. You just forget that because you got a par 4 coming up. And
play the next hole.
Just play the next hole.
Believe it or not, I think I've had a 7 on a par 3. Now she missed it.
Just once?
I think just once.
Kickoff out of bounds. Copperas Cove. Waco's elected to take the ball to the 30-yard line.
I think that's a pretty intelligent decision.
Well, let's see who's the quarterback. Going to be Long or Rainier?
It is number 3, Raina. He will have Jaden Ridge in the backfield with him. Ratliff and Abrams, the wideouts to the left of the formation. Ridge gets the handoff. There was 2 Copperas Cove Bulldawgs waiting for him around that right side, and he ducks his head forward for about a yard gain, and that's all.
One of those Bulldogs is Brandon Ortega. We have not seen Ernest Ware tonight, have we, for Waco High?
Not yet. We thought we would. He certainly looked good against Midway in a mop-up role last week. Now Adrian Rodriguez has checked into the backfield as Reyna looks to the sideline. Offensive coordinator Robert Glenn flashing in the play. Reyna looking to pass up the middle of the field. Now he'll step up in the pocket and throw, and ball is knocked down, and headed the other way with it is Copperas Cove. Coming up with the interception is Nathaniel David. A flag on the play. We'll see if everything stands.
That might be a block in the back on Cove, but after the interception, there's one at the 42 that he just picked up, and there's another one down about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, just picked off in the air by David. Third.
There are 2
turnover.
fouls on the play, one by each team. Holding, 66, offense. Before the interception, holding, number 9, defense. Penalties will offset to be second down.
So Waco High does not lose the football. The offsetting penalties makes it second down and 9 at the Waco 31, offsetting holding penalties.
Waco High is very fortunate on that.
Very fortunate. 4 minutes left to go in the first half. Waco High trails 34-7. Reyna stays in at quarterback. Rolling to his right, throws in the flat, and we have a flag on the play, and I believe we're going to have either motion or holding against Waco High before the play ever really got started.
Yeah, it didn't look good from the get-go.
False start, offense. Number 71 was not set. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Moves it back to the 26-yard line. It'll be second down and 14 now for Waco High.
You sure don't have to punt the football away. Give Copperas Cove a chance to score again before half. They already have 34 points on the board.
Powell, Williams, and Ratliff, the 3 receivers on the near side. Abrams, the lone receiver at the top of your screen. Reyna, though, looking that way. Now he comes to the near side to Ratliff on a bubble screen, and Ratliff has some running room. Gets around a couple of Cove Bulldogs, bounces and pinballs off of several more and gets it into Cove territory at the 44-yard line. Really nice. Make that the 46-yard line.
I want you to take another look at Ratliff right here. This is a determined run. He was stopped a couple times. They're right there, kept going, and they finally brought down by Copperas Cove's Lions.
Picked up 30 yards on the pitch and catch. Down to the 46 in Cove territory. Big first down there for the Lions. Clock back in motion with 3:20 to go in the second quarter. Reyna to pass, steps up in the pocket, but then the pocket collapses on top of him. Zachary Hoyle, well, defensive ends there to keep him from escaping the pocket.
If he had about another second or two, he had A-Rod wide open down the middle of the field.
1 yard loss. Bring up second and 11 at the 47. Two receivers to each side now for Reyna. Hands it off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets by a couple of Bulldogs, but flying up to make the stop is Jerome Galliard. A-Rod didn't have much of a chance to turn the corner, did he?
No, Jerome was right there before he could even have tried to turn the corner. There he is right there. Nice tackle.
No gain on the play. Third down and 11, a passing down for Nate Reyna.
Can you run that screen pass twice in the game?
Sure, you can run it as many times as you want, but doesn't mean it's going to be successful. we'll see what they do. Well, now we have timeout called by Waco High before the play gets going. Be the first timeout for Waco High.
Before the play clock expired. Timeout, Waco. That's their first timeout of the half.
Yeah, they didn't know exactly. The communication wasn't there then, so Mama Cavill decided to call a timeout instead of getting a 5-yard penalty, which is a good move. Are all those cheerleaders down there in Waco High in those pink shirts? Must be 20 of them.
I think they are.
That's more cheerleaders than Tank had in his high school class. The Valley Mill.
Yeah. What, his senior class was 14?
You was probably valedictorian, weren't you?
Yeah, he was 14th in the class.
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road. All right, Waco offensive brain trust have come to a conclusion as to what to do on this 3rd and 11 with 1:55 left to go in the first half, trailing 34-7.
I'm telling you, remember a while ago, A-Rod wide open down the middle. If Rainy, they may come back with that. I don't know.
Just got to get rid of the football a little quicker or get a little bit longer a block. Send a man in motion. They go on a reverse to Ratliff, and Ratliff is going to be spun down. There's a flag thrown on the play. A nice job of staying home by Ben Shoemaker.
Hope that's not holding against Waco High, but that's where the flag was thrown.
Well, Reyna is saying it's going to go Waco High's way.
Personal foul, hands to the face, 87 defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic, first down.
Big break for Waco High that time. They still had time to get some points on the board before half.
So they mark it from the 47, so there's basically no gain on the play. And pick up 15 yards and a first down at the Cove 43-yard line. Now where we don't, whether, well, now they're going to mark it.
The penalty is enforced from the end of the run.
The end of the run, they saying, was the 43-yard line. So he picked up 4 yards on the play. And that'll move it down to the 28-yard line in Copperas Cove territory. Still plenty of time for the Lions to get something on the board and get some momentum going into the intermission locker room. Willie Carter, the center. The guards are Joseph Curley and Jordan Becerra. The tackles are Mon Newton and George Ramirez. Trying to pave the way for the offense to get into the end zone. Reyna back to pass. Throws for the end zone. Has a man. It was up for grabs. A flag is thrown. That was intended for Raymond O'Neal, but I got a feeling Copperas Cove is going to be called for interference.
Raymond O'Neal, they call him Rich, and he is a really
Pass
good
interference.
receiver.
Defense, number 16. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That was a no-brainer there.
Yeah, back-to-back 15-yard penalties against the Copperas Cove defense. Now has Waco High knocking on the door in the red zone at the 13-yard line.
With 2 timeouts still remaining unofficially.
The Copperas Cove defense helping the Lions here, trying to play a little catch-up, trying to make it a 20-point deficit before half. Hand off to Ridge. He's got a little bit of a gap, and ankle tackle will knock him down at about the 9-yard line.
I thought Ridge might go to the house there, but they grabbed him by the ankle. Let's see who made this tackle right there. I tell you what, that was Adrian Paquette, the young man that got the 15-yard penalty on the last play.
Ridge picked up 4 yards. They can get a first down without the touchdown. Clock is rolling. It'll be under a minute once they start this play. Reyna keeps the ball, trying to follow the block of Bridge, but he'll only get a yard to about the 8-yard line, and another flag on the play.
Well, one good thing about it is that here come another flag in, look like. One thing about it stopped the clock, didn't it?
That it did. 54 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Looked like Waco High offense is retreating, so. These guys sure get together quite a long time before they make a decision, don't they?
Well, they want to get it right. That's better they do that than look at replay for
We have a
5
live
minutes.
ball foul and a dead ball foul. Holding, 79, offense. That penalty will be enforced from the previous spot, 10 yards. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, 79, offense. That foul will also be enforced 15 yards after the enforcement of the holding penalty. That is number 79's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
That's a 25-yard penalty, basically.
It is. Center Willie Carter called for the holding penalty and then apparently did not like the fact that he got called for it and picked up the unsportsmanlike penalty, and it moves Waco High. Well, let's see. That'll put them back at about the 34-yard line according to my statistics, and that's where they'll put it. That'll be second down from the Cove 34. They have to get all the way to the 3-yard line to pick up a first down. Second and 31.
And the clock is running, Laura. Or it was running, now it's not.
Now they are going to discuss
What down it is, I guess.
well, you had a live ball foul and a dead ball foul, so a live ball foul should keep it second down.
Please reset the play clock to 57 seconds.
57.
The game
It will
clock.
start on the ready.
Yeah, they want the game clock at 57. I think he said play clock, but I think he meant game clock.
I do too.
And now somebody calls a timeout. Going to give the officials time to figure this out.
Timeout, Waco.
Yeah.
It's their second timeout of the half.
He did say play clock, didn't he?
He did say play clock, but he meant game clock, and they
I don't know why
apparently
they said 57, 40 is usually all the go anyway. Well, if you Waco High, you still have one timeout left, but remember, coming up to halftime, we'll be performance by the Waco High Band and the Scarlet Line.
prior to that, our sideline reporter Graham Bronstein will talk to Principal Stewart.
I didn't know what he's going to do sideline tonight since he's doing radio.
Graham is a man of multi-talents.
Jack of all trades, and what's the rest?
Jack of all trades, master
There
of none.
you go.
That describes me. Do a little bit of everything okay, but not anything really well. Second down, 31. Fake the handoff. On the roll. Pass is a bit underthrown to Xavier Williams, but Williams able to sidestep some would-be tacklers and get it down to the 14-yard line. That's a 20-yard pickup.
When did you use your last time out?
You got one left.
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't think I'd use it right here. I might use it after this play.
Brings up third down. Hand off to Ridge. Finds a nice cutback lane. Gets it down to about the 11-yard line. Picked up 3 on that one.
Now they
Timeout,
use it. Yep.
Waco.
See,
That's their third and final timeout of the half.
Xavier Williams has had a good night so far. He really has, catching the football.
They're facing a 4th down and 8 at the 11-yard line. They got to get to the 3 for a new series of downs. They may decide to get a field goal here just to make sure they get points on the board before halftime with 22 seconds left. And sure enough, they are going to send the field goal kicker on through the field. So it'll be a 27-yard, make it 28-yard field goal attempt.
Is that Rainey the holder, or who is that?
Yes, Raina is the holder.
Never know what they're going to do on this.
He is a bit of a River Oak gambler, but hold is down. The kick is up and no good. It's off to the right. So twice now Waco High has gotten to the lip of the cup and been turned away empty-handed. As the 28-yard field goal goes wide right, and there's 17 seconds left in the half.
Very unfortunate that time. They're going to try to get some points on the board. And I know it's tough on the kicker. Missed one in point-blank range like that, but stuff does happen.
Waco held on to the ball for 4 minutes and 35 seconds.
I would imagine Cole would just go to one knee and go to the house with a 34-7 lead at halftime, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they got it as close as the 9-yard line before back-to-back penalties. A live ball and dead ball penalty moved them back.
Like I said, they'll probably go to one knee.
Well, Richie ends up sliding it for about a yard gain to the 21, and that will run out the rest of the clock here in the first half. So after our first 24 minutes of action here at Waco ISD Stadium, the Copperas Cove Bulldawgs go to the locker room with a lead over the Waco Lions by a score of 34-7. Before we get to our band activities, let's go down the field and check in with Graham Bronstein. Graham?
I'm here with Mr. Stewart, principal at Waco High, but you're obviously known as much more than a principal here at Waco High. Played football here a number of years ago, then went on to Texas State, came back as a coach and assistant principal, and now you're obviously the principal at Waco High. So what's so special about Waco High? Why do you love it so much?
Well, for one, it's home. It's my hometown. Being born and bred in Waco, all of my years spent in elementary all the way up through high school. It's just it's an amazing place to be. Amazing place to get your education, and just the people and support around you it's just much love, and it's just a great place to be. And so I would not want to teach, coach, mentor, be with young people anywhere besides Waco. So,
like I said, you were a standout football player here at Waco High a number of years ago. Share maybe a favorite memory that you had playing for Waco High.
Oh wow, probably was the year of '96 playing against Pflugerville in our first playoff game, going into that year, going into the playoffs with a 3-7 record, and coming out with the victory. That was I say that was the game that got me into college. But I had 9 catches, 280 yards, and 3 touchdowns. But it wasn't just me; it was a host of us to come together to get that last win and to get into the playoffs. But that was probably the highlight of the year.
Obviously, astounding stats. Thank you so much, Mr. Stewart. The great Waco High Band is up next on Waco ISD TV.
The award-winning 2019 Lion Pride Marching Band. The 2019 Waco High Band is under the direction of Scott Stuhler, Tyler Sage, and Michelle Nelson. Percussion is instructed by Adrian Rodriguez and Austin Lemons. The color guard is instructed by Ron Espinosa. Visual instructors are Abby Roque, Matt Block, Victor Boswell, and Ryan Tapp. Student drum majors are Michael Aguilar and Isabella Riggs. The outstanding band members of the week are Ivan Lorenzo and Edwin Juarez. Tonight, the band will be performing this season's complete competition show entitled Radioactive, featuring the original music of Frank Sullivan and Scott Stuhler. Is your band ready? Lion Pride Band take the field in performance. 2019 Lion Pride Band would like to thank you for your attention this evening. And to all of our band parent volunteers.
Hope you enjoyed our halftime activities. Copperas Cove with a 34-7 lead over Waco High after the first 24 minutes of this one. They've got 16 first downs to Waco High's 7 in the first half. Copperas Cove has run 33 offensive plays for 340 yards, while Waco High just ran 23 offensive plays for 209 yards. Been 2 turnovers in the game, both by Waco High, and Copperas Cove turned one of those into a touchdown. Time of possession goes to Copperas Cove at 13 minutes and 7 seconds to 10 minutes and 53 seconds for Waco High. Our leading rusher in the first half is Eric Dela Cruz for Copperas Cove, 12 carries for 144 yards. Micah Cox right behind him at 91 yards on 13 carries. Meanwhile, Waco High's leading rusher is Jaden Ridge with 6 carries for 61 yards. Nate Reyna's carried 4 times for 13 yards. In the passing department, Cove is 6 of 7, all that by Shane Ritchie for 98 yards. His favorite target has been Jalen Smith, who's caught 4 of the passes for 86 yards and 1 of those for a touchdown. Waco High is 6 of 8 passing for 137 yards. A lot of that went to Xavier Williams on 1 pass play, but he's got 2 catches for 75 yards. Jerome Ratliff 2 catches for 24 yards. Coach, Waco High has to stop the Copperas Cove run in the second half.
They got to stop Cox or Dela Cruz if they can, because you just mentioned that those 2 together have over 200 yards rushing in the first half.
Waco High will get the ball to start the second half, a chance to cut the lead down. Again, they've been on the lip of the cup twice. Once they got down as close as the 6-yard line and fumbled the ball away. Another time they got as close as the 9-yard line. And a couple of back-to-back penalties moved them back, and then they missed the field goal. So the offense has been moving the football, just not been able to finish it off. See if they can get one of those marks up on the locker room goal board here by scoring with their opening possession of the third quarter. Kick's going to come down on the far side of the field.
I wish they wouldn't let that ball hit the ground. That makes me nervous.
I agree.
It takes crazy hops, as you well know.
Yeah, that was Keemon Taylor on the return.
All right, who's going to be the quarterback, Clark?
Yeah, probably going to be number 3, Nate Reyna. We'll see if it's going to be Long or Reyna, but Reyna's had the most success for Waco High in the first half. Waco High is going to start at their own 33-yard line after that return by Taylor. It is going to be number 3, Reyna, at the quarterback spot. He'll have Alex Rodriguez in the backfield with him. He'll send Williams and O'Neal wide to the far side. Abrams and Ratliff wide to the near side. The handoff goes to Rodriguez, and A-Rod gets up to about the 38-yard line for a 5-yard pickup.
Just a little kind of a dive play off the left side that picked up pretty good yardage, but once again, he was swarmed down that Copperas Cove defense.
Just a 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6 from the 37. Rolling to his left, throwing in the flat, complete to Ratliff, and Ratliff is hammered and now retreats, looking for some running room, and will get some running room, the first down and more into Cove territory, and finally dragged down when he gets it near the 40-yard line. Good job of reversing his field by Ratliff after catching the pass in the left flat.
I want you to look at this. Ratliff catches his ball out in left flat. There's nowhere to go. He completely reverses his field. There he goes. Goes to completely to the other side of the field. Picked up good yardage. Kind of got his jersey nearly torn off.
Picked up 24 yards on that pass play. Has it in Copperas Cove territory at the 39-yard line. Yeah, a handoff goes to Rodriguez. Adrian will run it out of bounds for 1-yard gain at the 38.
Jerome Ratliff's back in the game now. He had to come out and get his jersey adjusted.
His jersey, his shoulder pads, undershirt. Just about undressed him on that one tackle. Second down and 9. We look to the sideline. Offensive coordinator Robert Glenn.
They better hurry.
5 seconds left on the play clock. Snaps off in time. It's a bit of a high snap, but handled by Reyna. His throw in the flat is complete to Abrams up to the 33-yard line and pick up the 5 yards on the quick pitch.
You know, Anthony Abrams' nickname is Grout or Groot, something like it. Grout, I believe it is.
Grout?
Based off of some kind of a cartoon or something. I don't really understand that.
You've got to watch cartoons to understand. Been a while since you've seen cartoons. What, Popeye was the last one you watched?
Probably so.
Okay.
My favorite was Tom and Jerry's my favorite.
Oh, absolutely. 3rd down and 4 from the 33. 2 men in the backfield with Reyna. They'll hand it off to Rodriguez. He follows Ratliff's block and gets it inside the 30 and stays on his feet until he gets down to about the 27-yard line and picks up the 1st down for Waco High.
I tell you, A-Rod, you see him right there. He's running tough tonight. He's really doing a good job.
Picked up 6 yards to get to the 1st down. Waco High on the move here. Be the 6th play of the drive to start this 3rd quarter. Trying to close a 34-7 gap. Rodriguez to pass. Again, the quick flip to Abrams on the near sideline. This time, Lyons gets up there and knocks it out of his hands.
We've seen that play twice now. Might see a little pump fake and then let Abrams go long. I don't know.
It certainly worked as much as Lyons bit on that one.
Yeah, he's right up in his nest kit.
Play in with about 12 seconds left on the play clock. Handoff goes to Rodriguez. Get it down to near the 25-yard line and pick up 2 yards on the play, but it'll bring up a 3rd down and long, about 8 yards to go.
Wrote down for Nathaniel David that time.
He was already picked up a fumble and gone the distance with it for a touchdown. Checking in is Jaquan Wells, senior.
Jaquan Wells and Jaquan Wells are brothers. Not twins, but brothers.
He'll be a tight end on the right of the formation. We hardly ever see tight ends. A bad snap. Reyna's got to get rid of the football, and he's not going to be able to do so. He'll get it up to the 26-yard line and lose a yard on the play, and that bad snap had something to do with it when we have a flag on the play.
Kind of a late flag, too. I don't know whether it's unnecessary roughness against Cove or... You talked about no bad snaps. That's the first one tonight, isn't it?
Certainly is.
Personal foul, face mask, 87, defense. Half a distance to the goal, automatic, 1st down.
Boy, he's had a couple of big penalties tonight against them.
Certainly has. That'll move it
12.
down about the 13-yard
71.
line. Say half the distance. Got it just outside the 12-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 12 on that penalty. They've run 8 plays and got a little help with that penalty in this drive. It started back at the 33-yard line and Waco's into the field. Rodriguez tries to cut it up over right guard and get it up to the 11-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain for A-Rod.
Yeah, you got Ridge back there, and you got, of course, also back there the running back, Jerome Ratliff. Neither one of those guys carried the ball much in the second half. A-Rod's getting most of the work, but he's coming out now.
Well, we were hoping to see Ernest Ware, the sophomore running back, and he's in the game now in that running back spot with quarterback Reyna. back to the sideline for a change of play with 9 seconds left on the play clock. Ware takes the handoff and has some running room and will get it down to about the 7-yard line and pick up a 4 on the play, but it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. They need to get to the 2 for a first down.
You see right there, the Ernest Ware does have some speed. There's another look at Ernest Ware, only a sophomore.
So his first action last week against Midway, and kind of in a mop-up role, but did run for a 51-yard touchdown run in that contest. He's now to the left of his quarterback, Nate Rayner. Takes the handoff straight up the middle and has it down to about the 5-yard line. If he cuts right instead of left, Coach, he might be in the end zone.
Once again, that'll all come with experience, I would imagine.
He gets it to the 5. It's going to be 4th down and 3.
They're going to go. Little Sam try a field goal here. They're going for the touchdown.
Sam Becerra got the opportunity at a field goal earlier, but unable to connect. He'll be out on the field now to attempt a field goal here of about 22 yards. Bobby Cavell just trying to get some points, get something positive going here with the field goal attempt out of the hold of Reyna. Good snap, kick is on its way, and it is good. 6:35 to go. 3rd quarter, Waco High gets points on the board on their first possession of the second half. On the 22-yard field goal by Sam Becerra makes it 34-10. Still in favor of Copperas Cove. It's a nice way to open the half.
Yeah, it is. That was a good drive that time. Good possession for Waco High. So we'll see now if the defense can stop Cove, which they have not been able to so far tonight.
Goes 62 yards in 12 plays to set up that 22-yard field goal. He took 5 minutes and 25 seconds of the 3rd quarter clock to make it 34-10. Time-consuming drive. I'm sure Copperas Cove is just fine with that.
And the kicker, Sam, does he come from up from the JV or what?
I have to believe so. This is the first time we've seen him in a game. He's not on our roster. I had to chase down who number 47 was during our halftime break.
But he kicks with the wrong foot, but it's pretty successful.
Whose foot is he kicking with? Makes a good approach, and the line drives it over the head of the receivers and all the way out of the end zone. There's not a big breeze behind us here, Coach.
No, he had something on that one now.
He certainly did. So Copperas Cove will get the ball at the 25-yard line on their first possession of the 3rd quarter, and the 3rd quarter is almost halfway gone when they get the football.
According to a lot of the prognosticators, am I correct? It's supposed to get cooler sometime next week?
That's what they're saying. Those weather predictors, those prognosticators,
meteorologists, whatever
they call them.
I'm not depending on Tank anymore. He told me it's going to rain in 15 minutes about 4 hours ago. We ain't seen no drop yet.
Shane Ritchie has gone the distance at quarterback for Copperas Cove. Looking to pass out in the right flat. Will tuck it and run with it himself and be knocked down after he gets up to about the 28-yard line, just a gain of 3 on the play.
Knocked down by Keith Guillory. Once again, the young man has really played a good defensive football game tonight.
2nd down and 8.
Take another look at it. Nobody open. He decides to run it. There comes old Keith.
2nd down and 7 from the 28 after that 3-yard pickup for Ritchie. De La Cruz in the backfield. That big offensive line out in front of him. They show a 2 tight end formation as De La Cruz carries it up the middle and makes it across the 35 and has the first down up about the 36.
Now that's a play they had very good success on in the first half, but I think Waco High must have made some adjustments. And of course, I don't know how you adjust against a line that averages 260 or whatever it is.
17th first down of the game for Copperas Cove. Has it at their 36-yard line. Again, a two tight end formation for the Bulldogs. Ritchie looking to pass. A blitzing linebacker flushes him from the pocket, and his pass is incomplete. Intended on the far sideline to Jamil Rice. That's the first time he's even attempted to throw a pass toward Rice's way.
I think that was Ivan Chappelle that put a little pressure on him that time.
Starting with number 8, let's get it started.
An offensive line for Copperas Cove led by the center Aaron Shanahan, who's 340 pounds. The guards are Shelby Telker and Eric Morris. They go 260. The tackles are Colton Sherwood and Ethan Swanner. They go 290 and 245 respectively. Pitch goes to Cox. Cox trying to cut it back inside is going to be finally knocked down. Somewhere around the 30, well, they say forward progress up to the 40-yard line, so give him 4 yards on the play.
Take another look at it. Good defense for Waco High. You'll see right there, that was make the initial hit. I believe that was Deshaun Fisher.
He's had a pretty good ball game from his defensive position. Third down and 6. Ritchie looking to pass. Has his man across the 45-yard line. Complete to Jalen Smith, who's been his favorite target tonight. Pick up the first down.
He put that ball right on target. You can see Jalen Ryan come up and make the hit. Are you surprised that we have not seen Stacey Drayton at quarterback tonight?
Not really, simply because Ritchie has seen the most of the snaps this year now.
Look at that young lady.
Yep. They get a couple more touchdowns up, we may see Drayton. Pitch back goes to Cox, and Cox around the left side will have first down yardage, an 11-yard pickup out to the 43-yard line. In Waco's into the field.
I know Dela Cruz has probably got more yardage, but I'm really impressed with the running ability of Michael Cox.
That puts Cox over the 100-yard mark. 106 yards on 15 carries. Got 2 100-yard rushers now as De La Cruz has carried 13 times for 152 yards. Another first down, the 19th first down of the game for Copperas Cove. Now on the end around pitch to Cox. Cox has a blocking wall downfield for him and has it inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. That's a nice job by Cox to pick up his blockers all the way down.
Yes, it is. Once again, Keith Guillory in on the tackle. Several Waco High lines in on tackle, but Keith Guillory was one of them. And like I say, he's been all over the field tonight. There's Guillory right there making the tackle.
28-yard pickup for Cox. Eighth play of this drive for Copperas Cove. Cox and De La Cruz on each side of Ritchie in the backfield. Ritchie looking to pass to the left side. Going to the end zone, has his man, it's complete for the touchdown. There to make the catch is Devin Taylor.
That was decent coverage from Matthew Gutierrez that time. Waco High, but that's just a good pass and good catch. No question about it.
First touchdown catch for Devin Taylor this year for the Copperas Cove Bulldogs. They've extended the lead to 40-10 with the point after attempt on its way, and good. 3:05 left third quarter. Copperas Cove on top 41-10 after going 75 yards in 8 plays.
There it is, another look at it. Like I say, pretty good coverage that time by Gutierrez, but it's just a good pass and a good catch. At the end of the third quarter, we'll acknowledge our crew, who as always do a great job. Got Big Jesse and Little Jesse. I know we got them both here tonight. Both of them out tonight, though.
3 minutes and 30 seconds on that drive for Copperas Cove. So Waco High gets the field goal to start the third quarter. Copperas Cove gets the touchdown. Extends their lead even further. by 31 now. That's their biggest lead of the night.
Waco High band still putting out those tunes, even though they're behind.
Team on. Waco High will be on the road next week at Harker Heights. There's just 4 games left, and after that, Shoemaker, Temple, Belton, and Killeen. We're going to go to the far side. Ratliff has it at the 8-yard line, trying to bring it to the near side, but Bulldogs cling on to him at about the 25, and as far as he's going to get.
Well, Copperas Cove, if they get the win tonight, will certainly keep their playoff hopes alive as the top 4 teams go. Waco High, this will give them 2 district losses, I believe, and be a tough road to hoe. Back in the day, it used to be 1 team go. Now there's 4, and it won't be long, everybody goes. You can write it in your book.
End up like the hockey finals, huh?
All that money.
Everybody
Yeah,
goes.
yeah, everybody goes. Baseball's kind of getting that way, Major League Baseball.
Davion Long back in at quarterback, looking to pass, throws complete to Abrams, and Abrams has a first down, plus yardage up to the 39-yard line. Pick up a 14 on the pass, Anthony Abrams.
That was a nice pass that time by Davion Long, and maybe he decided I'm going to get hurt, do something good, or I'm going to lose my position.
Does look like the second unit defensively is in for Copperas Cove. Meanwhile, the new number in the backfield with the handoff to number 31, who we do not have on our roster. You see another new name and number in the game for Waco High, and the penalty on the play.
Cove offsides.
Offsides, 35 defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Not a whole lot of penalties in the game tonight. That's just the 5th penalty against Copperas Cove tonight. Waco High has also been penalized about 5 times. 1st and 5 at the Waco 44 after the 5-yard walk-off. Abrams and Ratliff, the 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Long on the keeper. Gets a couple of downfield blocks and gets it into Copperas Cove territory and goes out of bounds at the Cove 46. 10-yard pickup and a first down.
Notice on the Copperas Cove roster, of course, Jack Alvarez is the head coach, but Brandon Alvarez is offensive coordinator. Think there could be some kid folks there?
Most likely. Second first down in this drive that started at the 25 for Waco High. Nelson is running back to the right side. Ratliff in motion, gets the handoff on the sweep, avoids a couple of Bulldogs. Now his speed gets him away from a few more, and then finally catching up to the play and blowing it up is Nathan David. And a couple of flags on the play, and that's usually where you see holding.
That was a pretty determined run by Jerome Ratliff. I really thought he would stop right there. He did a little spin.
Personal foul, chop block, 71-75 offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, still first down.
He say 51 and 75?
I think that's what he said.
Okay.
Walk it off back to the 39, and Waco's into the field. First and 25. This Waco High offense just cannot afford to be behind the chains.
No.
71 and 75.
71 and 75. That would be the center and the right guard. Long, going long, looking for Abrams. No separation, couldn't come up with a catch.
No, it's good coverage that time. Grab made a good effort, but could not catch that football. And Long aired it out pretty good, threw the ball pretty well. You take a look at it right there, but that's just pretty good defensive coverage right there. No question about it.
Yeah, Lyons there on defense. He's had a good game defensively for the Bulldogs.
Yes, he has. He really has.
2nd and 25. Get all the way to the 36 and Waco's into the field for a new series of downs. Looking to set up the screen. Now they just throw it away. Trying to get it to Ernest Ware, but Ware was covered in the screen.
Yeah, we got a penalty.
Yeah, that's going to be intentional grounding, isn't it?
Yeah, he wasn't outside the pocket, was he?
Yeah.
Outside the tackle box, I mean.
Well, there was a receiver out there, and Ware. Maybe that's what the official on the near side is saying, that he at least had a receiver in the area.
Come on, John, tell us something.
Intentional grounding, offense. The ball never reached the line of scrimmage. So loss of down, 3rd down.
Kwame Cavell is not a happy captain.
Well, because he believes that there was at least a receiver in the area. And that it doesn't matter if it got past the line of scrimmage or not, there was a receiver in the area. And may also be saying there may be some pass interference because somebody knocked his receiver down.
I think they may change this call.
I think you're right. I think after a little discussion, they may wave it off.
All right, John Hardy will tell us all about it. Maybe he will.
There is no foul for intentional grounding. There was a running back in the area.
There we go.
3rd down.
Yep,
Right,
there you go. Kwame Cavell won that argument.
He's an old wide receiver. He knows that play pretty well.
Yeah. That's OLE, right?
So it brings up 3rd down and 25. You don't have to get it all on this one, but you need to get quite a bit of it. 15 to 20 of it would be nice. Ernest Ware's the running back in the backfield. Step up in the pocket, got protection. Now gets away from it, has some running room. Caught from behind, but not until he gets it into Cove territory up to the 48-yard line, but that's still not going to be enough.
Tell you what, you got to give credit to that Copperas Cove secondary because they're doing a good job covering the receivers.
It'll be 4th and 13 at the Cove 48-yard line. After a, 4th and 12 after a 13-yard pickup by Long on that play. We have Sam Becerra in to punt. I believe just his 2nd punt tonight. Oh, the snap goes over his head. He looks over and he'll just fall on the football. And that'll be all the way back to the 27-yard line on the bad snap. Just a little too tall for Becerra to bring down. By the time he looked around and saw the defenders closing in on him, he thought it's best just to fall on it. So with 46 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, Copperas Cove gets the football at the Waco High 27-yard line.
Talk about good field position. They certainly have it here. They already have a 41-10 lead.
It's definitely their best field position of the night. And it's still going to be Shane Ritchie in at quarterback. Copperas Cove stays with the 2 tight end formation. They set De La Cruz as the only running back behind quarterback Ritchie. Ritchie's going to look to pass. Goes toward the sideline and is complete. A diving catch in the end zone. No, they say he dropped the ball. Did not make the catch.
Well, I tell you what, that was line that
On the
time.
play is an incomplete pass.
You make the call.
2nd
There,
down.
it's coming right into your living room. There it is. Ball did hit the ground. There it is. Good call.
Neil Rice just could not haul it in. So they try to go with the juggler on that particular play. See if they now just go back to using up as much clock, keeping the ball between the hash marks, moving the ball down the field. Ritchie's going to throw the ball under a rush. Will have to throw it away. Gets that one past the line of scrimmage. That will not be intentional grounding, but it brings up a 3rd down and 10, which is something that Copperas Cove has not faced at any point tonight, I believe.
No, they have not, and I believe it's going to certainly bring up another passing situation for Ritchie, I would think. But you got Cox and De La Cruz in that backfield. You don't know, those guys can make it happen.
Rice, the receiver on the far side. Nelson, the receiver on the near side. Handoff goes to Cox. Cox follows the block of that big offensive line up to the 26-yard line, but that's all he's going to get is 1 yard from Cox.
That's good defense that time, led by Xavier Johnson from Waco High. They're in 4-down territory, so here we go. They're going to let the clock run out, I would imagine.
Yeah, just 8 seconds left on the game clock. They'll let the clock run out, possibly have a wind at their back to try a field goal or punt, whatever they want to do here, or just run the play, but that's going to be it at the end of 3 quarters. Copperas Cove leads the Waco Lions by a score of 41-10.
All right, let's acknowledge our crew tonight. On cameras tonight, little Jesse Maldonado, big Jesse Maldonado. Also on camera, Lester Ugalde and Terrell McSpadden. Instant replay tonight, Ricky Miles. David Ellis is our audio engineer. Old Justin Sanchez is our director. Angelina Monroy is an intern tonight. Graham Brinkstand did our sideline reporter. And, as always, our executive producer. I'd always like to be something executive, Jesse Patel.
One of these years, we'll graduate you to executive assistant. Executive assistant color analyst.
Yeah. Well, Waco, I got a tough road to hoe, and they're not going to win this football game, but they want to just try to improve each and every snap.
Copperas Cove at the 26-yard line, facing a 4th and 9. Ritchie rolling right, now stops and throws toward the end zone, underthrown, and it's knocked away from a would-be interceptor, which is probably not a good idea. The Waco High would have had the ball right then and there.
You see somebody got their bell rung right here.
That was Jaquan Thompson, who had the ball in his hands, which on 4th down, you just want to knock it down as a defensive back because you'll
he's still down, but he did not want to catch that football anyway. I wasn't playing.
No, he got hit pretty hard, and they're going to be taking a look at him. He's up and coming to the sideline on his own power, which is a good sign. Under pressure, just throws it up for grabs.
And what are the officials huddling up about? I don't see a flag.
Well, there was flags thrown at that play. I don't know if they're going to call that, hitting a defenseless player. I'm just not sure, but I did see some flags thrown at the end.
Well, they're huddling up, the College Station crew, trying to figure out exactly what is going on, and I'm sure old John Hottie will tell us all about it. It wasn't a helmet to helmet, I don't think, was it?
Well, I mean, he was kind of up in his face when he went after him. Here we'll see a replay of it. You see there, and then wham, yeah, that may be
that might have been a helmet to helmet.
Yeah. Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. During the play, personal foul targeting number 15 of Copperas Cove. This is a flagrant 1 targeting in which number 15 is disqualified. Be a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Waco's ball, 1st down.
I don't think Jack Alvarez is too happy about that, but you can take another look at it. Yeah, that's helmet to helmet. I don't care how you look at it.
That takes Russell Cochran, a junior defensive back, out of the game, 6'3", 205. So he'll miss the 4th quarter. Waco High will get the ball after the penalty.
Cove coach is still on the field. Like I say, you guys get off for a swing play.
Some of us old school guys will see
that
as a good hit.
The foul is a dead ball foul. It's a dead ball foul.
That I'm not sure it's a dead ball foul. if it's targeting, it had to happen during the play, didn't it, Coach?
Yeah, it wasn't a dead ball foul. Look at Kwame, he's talking to somebody over there. Looks like a linesman, Rick Littlejohn.
Both coaches are trying to help the officiating crew get it right.
Yeah, here comes some more yardage. There it is.
Walk it out to the 41-yard line is where Waco High is going to get it. I'm sure Jack Alvarez is going to go, what do you mean the 41-yard line? I mean, the play started at the 26. It's a 15-yard penalty from the...
Number 15 is disqualified.
So that would be 15 yards from the original spot of the where 4th and 9 occurred.
Timeout, Copperas Cove.
Now Cove wants a timeout. They still want to talk about it.
Timeout of the half.
He wants a timeout to talk to officials.
See Russell Cochran having to head off to the locker room, being ejected from the game for the targeting call.
Now, old Jack's going to give Hottie a piece of his mind right now. Remember, next week, Waco High will be on the road, and Harker High will be right here next week as University will be hosting Arlington again.
I think Jack Alvarez is probably arguing field position here, saying that the foul occurred back at like the 6-yard line. And for it to be targeting, it definitely can't be a dead ball foul.
No.
He may be saying that should be marked off from the 6 and not the 26. He's trying to get back 20 yards of field position here.
Must be chicken dance time.
It is time to do the chicken dance. Sit down, Coach. You're not eligible to win. They're going to leave the ball at the 41-yard line, and Waco High has it with 11 minutes, 52 seconds left to go in the game, trailing by 31 at 41-10.
I don't think Jack Alvarez is satisfied, but that's what it is.
Yeah, let's just keep playing football. Ware and Ratliff, the running backs in the backfield with Nate Reyna. Ratliff has the handoff. Tries to cut back, but there's no lane there. And will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Got a young man down for Waco High.
That's one of the interior linemen being looked at. That may be George Ramirez. Tell you what, he's had to work pretty hard tonight, looking across at that 3 down front for Copperas Cove, and Devin Taylor, that's 230, Zachary Hoyle, who's 245, and Thomas Holman, who's 310. That Waco High line has had its work cut out for it tonight.
Yeah, no question. This is a huge Copperas Cove football team. They are big. If you weigh 245 or 250 on that team, you're a little kid.
Yeah, that is Joseph Ramirez. It's going to be coming to the sideline.
Number 70 taking his place. I do not have a 70.
Second down. Reyna back to pass, has time, throws across the middle, and on the money with the pitch to Ratliff. Ratliff stays on his feet, loses a shoe, I believe, or at least a rag or something, but gets it all the way down to the 10-yard line. Boy, that's a strike and a half there from Reyna to Ratliff.
That was a great throw by Reyna that time, and a nice catch by Rich. Actually, his name's Raymond O'Neill. They call him Rich. You can see why. He caught this ball over his shoulder. Beautiful catch.
40 yards to the Copperas Cove 10. first and goal for Waco High. Well, they need a lot more of that. Flush from the pocket, but he's not going to be able to get away from Christian Becerroma.
Looks like they came on a blitz that time, and Rainer just did not have enough time to do anything. He was going to pass the football. Didn't even have time to get set.
Lost 7 back to the 17. Second and goal. Looks like a lot of second string numbers in the linebacker and defensive backfield core for Copperas Cove. Again, Reyna has to pass the ball off quickly, but gets it off to Ratliff, and Ratliff back inside the 10 down to about the 8. Pick up a 9 on the play. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Jerome Ratliff is the playmaker for this team.
Yeah, he is. He's the go-to guy. However, he's having to share the spotlight tonight with Avery Williams, who's had a pretty good night himself receiving the football.
Certainly has.
And running with it.
Jaquan Wells has joined the 3 receivers on the near side, but they're going to go to the far side to the corner of the end zone. A little push off there by Abrams, and they're looking to see if the catch, yes, they say the catch is good by Anthony Abrams.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown.
We'll see the replay here, and you make the decision. You see Abrams with a little push off there.
Well, he didn't mean to, I don't think.
Little one-handed job, and I don't think that ever hit the ground.
Nice catch that time by Abrams. No question about it. Old route done good that time.
Circus catch. Get the offense on the board. Sam Becerra on to try the point after. It is good. 9 minutes and 29 seconds left to go in the contest. Waco High has closed the gap to 41-17.
I'll say one thing, there's no quit in this Waco High team. That's good to see. And they've scored 17 points. Remember, going into tonight's game, they only scored 22 in their last 3 games combined. So they're a little ahead of the pace right now.
No, that's good. 59 yards in 5 plays. Took 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Taking advantage of the extra field position they got from the targeting penalty on a 4th and 9 for Copperas Cove. They've got Waco High position all the way out there, 41-yard line. Waco High still has a lot to make up here, down 41-17. Now's when you may see one of those onside kicks, Coach.
You could do it, yeah. Only 9 minutes, 29 seconds left in this football game. Waco High looking to break that 13-game losing streak. Copperas Cove looking to get their first district win of this season.
Cove has a lot of small numbers up front looking for that onside kick. You see 9, 6, 3, 16. Those good hands guys. I think they got the good hands team out there expecting the possibility of the onside kick.
You know, Jack Alvarez came from Ennis. And you know who's back coaching at Ennis? Sam Harrell.
Sam Harrell, yeah.
After all those years, he was fighting some disease and done a good job of rebounding.
Absolutely. Good to see Sam back on the sideline. Sam Becerra makes his approach, and it is the onside kick. It will be received by Copperas Cove, but he loses the football, and Waco High's on top of it.
That might have been Cavante Lilly fell on.
They're going to give it to Brandon Jackson. They say Jackson was on top of it. Now Kwame Cavill is going to come out and say, wait a minute.
You make the call. There it is. Waco High's got it right there, but you don't know what happens at the bottom of that pile.
Yeah, it was after.
Ball's recovered by Copperas Cove, first down.
Oh, well, they stole one back there, didn't they, Coach?
Yeah. No replay in high school football.
Nope. At the Cove 40.
Do you think Copperas Cove will get pretty conservative here?
I would hope so, but we'll see. They still have Richie at the running back spot. Cox is in there as a running back. He'll take it up to the 44 for a gain of 4.
I'm Coach Alvarez. I'm not sure I'd leave Cox and De La Cruz, either one in there. Wouldn't want them to get hurt. Let them rest a little bit and let some of those guys that cannon fodder during the week get in there.
I do see Brandon Ortega in at one of the running back spots, number 3. So he's taking over for De La Cruz. They're still running with a 2 tight end formation. Up, little trouble at the junction. Ball's loose, and I believe Richie got back on top of it.
Copperas Cove's ball, 3rd down.
Clock continues to roll, as you see on your screen there, 8:32 and running.
Richie lost 2 yards on that play back to the 42. 3rd down and 8. Cove doing a good job of just keeping it between the hash marks and keeping the clock rolling.
They're going to use a lot of that play clock. It's down to 5 seconds now.
False start going to be called on Copperas Cove before that play got going.
I think they ran the play clock down further than they wanted to, and they had to snap it in a hurry.
False start, 59, offense. Was never set. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Brings a 3rd and 13 now from the Cove 37.
I can say about some of the junior ROTC folks out here tonight having a good time.
We may see Cove's punter for the first time tonight.
Could do it.
Cox on the flanker around, going to be dropped. Waco High looking for that play as Cox is dropped for a big loss.
Boys, Marion Johnson's guy that led the charge that time, Waco High. So I think we will probably see that punter right now.
Lost 8 on that play. He's up a 4th and 21.
Yeah, maybe old Jerome Ratliff can catch this football and make something happen.
Cameron Ryan is the punter. Everybody trying to make sure they get enough players on the field. 1 second, and that's going to be a delay penalty.
What they call a timeout.
They call the timeout.
Timeout, Copperas Cove. It's their 2nd timeout of the half.
Didn't want to lose any more yardage before the punt here.
So Waco High punt return teams gathered around Kwame Cavill, except Jerome Ratliff. He's down at that 35-yard line. He's checking it all out.
University Trojans will be back here at Waco ISD Stadium next week, Coach.
Yeah, they are playing a district game against Arlington Seguin. They were on the road at Joshua Knight. Last score I heard they were up 17-13. I don't know what the final was.
If Rodney Smith and company can hold on to a victory there and come home and look for back-to-back wins in district play like they did last year between Joshua and Seguin.
Oh, now Waco High sending they're going to have twin receivers back there, I assume. Looks like Xavier Williams is, but he's going to be up at the 40, I believe.
It's Cameron Ryan to do the punting. Ratliff is moving back all the way to his 21-yard line. Ryan with one of those roller-type punts. Waco High will stay away from it, takes the Copperas Cove bounce, and I don't know what a Waco Lion is doing in the middle of 4 Copperas Cove Bulldogs picking up the football, but he does not need to be on the kick team.
No, he does not. He may not be after that play.
Patrick Tucker just committed a faux pas.
Yes, he did. Get away from it.
Go to the sideline as soon as you see that thing rolling like that.
That could have been a disaster.
I think Larry Gropel would have given me licks for that one.
Larry Gropel, that's a blast from the past, isn't it?
Yeah, saw him on Thursday. Former coach at Richfield High School, was the superintendent of schools at Lancaster for years.
Is he retired now?
He is retired from school, but still doing some things. It's just one of those kinds that's got to work. Davion Long looking to pass downfield. It's complete. And headed to the house, hopefully for the touchdown, is Roy McChristian, and he will make it there. Davion Long hits McChristian for the 6. And 75-yard touchdown pass and run.
Well, that was a thing of beauty that time. As you'll see, Long roll out, throw back, hits McChristian in stride, and here he goes. I thought he was going to walk in the end zone. Here comes somebody after me. He turned on the Jets. Don't tell me there's a flag on the play.
Apparently so. We're about to find out. Yeah, back at the 49.
Sideline warning. Waco. This is their first warning. Result of the play, it's a touchdown.
Okay.
Well, what are they doing way back here then?
They thought it was coming back because that's where the flag was, but it's just a sideline warning. So Kwame Cavill needs to make sure that his coaching staff and players stay behind the line and allow the officials to run up and down the sideline.
Put somebody in charge of that.
I would get a rope and 2 guys on each end of that rope and just hold them back. 2 big burly guys, hold them back. Sam Becerra on to try to add on the extra point. The lefty puts it through the uprights. 6:25 left to go. Waco High has cut it down to 41-24. Thanks to this pitch and catch is Roy McChristian, who has not had many catches before tonight. Matter of fact, according to the stats that I've been keeping, that's his first catch of the year, and it goes for 6.
See, he caught that ball in stride that time. To give a little credit to that offensive line to give it Long plenty of time to thread the needle. Another onside kick, I assume.
Try it one more time. You almost had it a while ago, or you did have it. They stole it away from you.
You see a lot of times in an NFL game, a guy fumbles, somebody tries to pick it up, run with it. They fumble it, so you know.
Leon Lett come to mind?
Yes, sir, buddy.
Might as well have been doing snow angels in the end zone.
Yeah, Copperas Cove was certainly looking for the onside kick. Let's put it that way. The odds of getting an onside kick's not too good, but it's worth trying.
This time they'll receive it and fall on it. A good job by Brandon Ortega to cover it up and not allow Waco High to even get close to it. They'll have it at the Copperas Cove 41-yard line.
Remember, following the game, hopefully, I'm not saying for sure, but we'll be visiting with our offensive player of the game and defensive player of the game, and hopefully Kwame Cavill. What does that mean?
It's not going to happen.
You don't think so?
Yeah, not going to happen.
Got to try.
Is your committee even here?
Huh?
Is your committee even here?
Delay a game.
2 of them are.
Copperas Cove, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Guy from what's the name of that little town?
Moshe?
Yeah. Got snowed in.
Snowed in Moshe?
Yeah.
Do have a new quarterback in for Copperas Cove. Number 12, Jalen Thompson is taking over as quarterback.
I guess I can just send the committee home then. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Actually, it's 13, Stacy Drayton. You were saying that you wanted to see Drayton tonight. He is in at quarterback. Ortega
He's the senior, correct?
Uh-huh. Pitches it back to Ortega. Ortega's knocked down when he gets to the 40-yard line. That's a 2-yard gain after the 3-yard loss a moment ago. Looks like Jack Alvarez is going to do what he can to run as much clock off of the scoreboard as he can.
Well, if we would have had players of the game tonight, thank y'all very much. Our offensive player for Waco High would have been Xavier Williams, and defensive player would have been Keith Guillory. But since we're not doing that, we won't have it.
3rd and 11 from the 40. Handoff goes to Cox, and Cox stays on his feet into Waco High territory and has the first down, and will keep the clock and the chains moving for Copperas Cove.
I'll tell you what, that's a pretty determined run. He's trying to find himself a place in that lineup, I think. As the clock continues to roll.
18 yards for Cox, his 20th carry of the night. That gives him 149 yards. De La Cruz on just 14 carries has 155 yards, and each has a touchdown run. So we'll let the clock run down as much as they can before the handoff goes to Cox. Cox with a 1-yard gain to the 41.
Well, would you still have Cox and De La Cruz, either one in there right now?
No, sir.
I wouldn't either. Yeah, they'll run that clock. They'll milk that thing as much as they can. It's been a gallant effort for Waco. I'll say one thing. They did not fold up tent.
Cox is going to be caught for a loss. Good job defeating a block over there by Waco High's Deshaun Fisher.
Take one more look at it. Yes, sirree. Good defense that time by Fisher.
A yard that Cox gained a moment ago, he just lost. Brings up a 3rd down and 10. Already converted 1 3rd down on this drive. Once again, you can tell that Copperas Cove is out to run clock in this drive and not necessarily score any points. Looking for the first down pass, and it's thrown behind their intended receiver. Gage Nelson was the intended target, but it was behind him and he couldn't get back to it. So looks like we'll see the punter for the 2nd time.
I think this is the right move on Copperas Cove, and you know what? This will be their first district win, but that still keeps them in the hunt for a playoff because the top 4 teams do go. You got Temple, you got Midway, you got Belton, Killeen, you got Ellison Heights, Waco High, Cove.
It's a fake.
Yep.
Ryan looking for the first down, won't get it. He'll only get back to the 41-yard line, so give Ryan a 1-yard gain, and on downs, it'll go over to Waco High with 3 minutes exactly left in the contest, and the Lions trailing by a score of 41-24.
I bet Kwame Cavill will remember that play.
Yes, sir.
Yep, he will.
Uh-huh. That'll be.
What goes around comes around. What comes around goes around, whatever that goes.
Yeah, that'll shove away in the memory banks, and sometime down the road it will be reciprocated.
Pardon me?
Paid back.
Okay, thank you. That's a lot better. Thank you.
Nate Reyna in at quarterback. On the reverse, it goes to Ratliff. He's looking to pass, throws downfield, underthrows Xavier Williams, and Williams is going to be interfered with, and 15 yards are going to be added to Waco High's offense here on the interference.
Oh,
Pass interference.
Radler
37.
aired it out, didn't he?
Defense.
He did.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That'll move it down to the Copperas Cove 44-yard line.
See, I don't like that. I don't like that penalty there. I mean, I don't like the way it's
Marked off.
no, sir. I like the
Spotted the foul.
pros better. Yeah.
95 yards in penalties now against Copperas Cove.
You probably would have liked it as old defensive back. They got you beat, just tackle them.
Absolutely. I'd rather give up 15 than 35.
Yep.
Pass in the flat, complete to O'Neal. Little downfield blocking help from Xavier Williams, and O'Neal with tough running gets it all the way down to the 25.
Oh, that was some tough running by O'Neal that time. Take one more look at it. You see O'Neal, I mean, he was very determined on that run.
19-yard pickup down to the 25-yard line. Clock rolling. 2.5 minutes left in the game. Reyna lets the snap get by him, and as he tries to pick it up, it's fumbled and it's recovered by Ortega for Copperas Cove, and that's going to do it probably for Waco High. Third fumble that's turned over by Waco High tonight.
Now, was that a bad snap or just a bad?
I think the snap was okay. I think he just took his eye off of it.
Okay, all right. Anywho.
It was a little high and to the right, but I think he just took his eye off of it.
So once again, try to pick it up instead of just falling on it.
So Cove gets it with 2:18 left. Waco High does have all 3 timeouts. Think he'll call them just to get back for that pass a moment ago on 4th down.
He might.
Well, De La Cruz back in the game. He runs it up the middle of the 45-yard line for a 2-yard pickup.
Nice tackle by Ivan Chappelle that time. Waco High. And they'll use all that play clock that they can.
Cox and De La Cruz in with Drayton at the quarterback spot. Cox has it. Take it down to the 48-yard line, and Waco High is going to call that timeout.
That's a nice tackle.
Timeout, Waco. First timeout of the half.
That tackle was made by, here I'm going to try this now, Tavian Carprue. That's close I'm going to get.
Close enough.
I'm surprised they snapped that football with 15 seconds still on the play clock, but they did.
Waco High can get a stop here and maybe get the football one more time. Try to make it look a little bit more respectable, down 41-24. At the half, the Lions were down 34-7. Copperas Cove scored the first 3 times they touched the football tonight. A 2-yard touchdown run from Cox. De La Cruz with a 19-yard touchdown run to make it 14-0. Then after a Waco High fumble, De La Cruz got in the end zone for a second time on a 3-yard TD run. They missed the point after they were up 20-0. Got up 27-0 when they recovered a Waco fumble, and Parker took it back in for a touchdown. Pitch goes to Cox. He'll bounces it outside, and they'll have the first down and stay in bounds. So they'll set the chains to get it down to the Waco 47-yard line.
Now Waco High going to call another timeout on.
I think move to the 46. Give him 6-yard pickup on the play for Cox. Cox now with 158 yards. So does De La Cruz. They both with 158 yards. De La Cruz has done that on 15 carries. Cox has done it on 24. Bad snap over the head of the quarterback, and back to cover it up is a new running back in the game. That's Levi Smith, the senior who's listed as a linebacker. That's the first bad snap we've seen.
Once again, the clock continues to roll.
And that was Shelby Tucker, who's been playing a guard position in at the center position that time, that had the bad snap.
They got to run one more play is all they have to run unless Waco High calls a timeout.
Second down and 29 after the 19-yard loss on the bad snap. And now the quarterback will just go under center. And will hold on to the football and try to keep it inbounds. He'll work his way up to about the 45-yard line for a 10-yard gain for Drayton. That is going to run out the clock here at Waco ISD Stadium. The Copperas Cove Bulldawgs will run their season record to 2-4, 1-3 in district play, while Waco High falls to 0-5 and 0-3 in district play as Copperas Cove prevails tonight over the Waco Lions by a score of 41-24. For our entire crew of Waco ISD TV and for the coach, Butch Henry, I'm Lark Smith. Good night from Waco ISD Stadium.